As we all know, the entire nation recently turned their eyes to a verdict that will redefine the entire future of accountability in America. That's right. A judge ruled that Michael Cohen can't go to the beach this summer. A federal judge on Tuesday dismissed a petition by Michael Cohen, the one-time personal lawyer and fixer for former President Donald Trump, to release him from home confinement in May, 6 months ahead of schedule. Obviously, Michael, we feel for you. That's 6 months of responding to slight criticism with graphic threats of violence that you'll never get back.
6 months of not being able to chillax with Rudy Giuliani as he uses a cigar he started smoking in 2013 to stir Worcestershire into his 12th Bloody Mary.
Michael, how are you holding up?
Well, look, let me put it to you this way. First of all, I don't think that your depiction is accurate. What I had done is I did a petition for writ of habeas corpus. And the purpose of that petition was not just only for myself, but it was also in order to force the Bureau of Prisons to do what they're required to do under the First Step Act. And that's really what it was. And I do believe that the judge was wrong. I was asking for them to take the earned time credits that I was entitled to based upon programming and productive activity credits and convert it into days. That's what's in the First Step Act.
Well, that leads me to my next question. Has this experience changed your perspective on Manhattan apartment prison reform?
Well, listen, vertical living is difficult in and of itself. I'll give you an example. If I was living in a home, I would certainly be able to go down to my basement, or if I had a gym in my home, I would be able to. I'm not even allowed to do that without authorization from the Bureau of Prisons. Basically, I'm entitled to go outside for 2 hours a day. So I'm at home for 22 hours each and every day, which is, not easy.
House arrest should be deemed cruel and unusual when they're confining you to an apartment that they know Michael Cohen helped decorate.
Michael, I think I speak for myself and the rest of the nation here in saying indoors for 6 months, I can't even imagine what that's been like.
Michael, every Christ needs their Judas, and so you recently met with Manhattan prosecutors for a 9th time in their ongoing criminal probe into former President Donald Trump and his eponymous company. His latest rendezvous with Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance Jr.'s team of investigators will add to more than 300 hours Cohen has already spent cooperating against his former boss in various investigations. A main focus is the Trump Organization improperly inflating the value of his empire for loans and admitting his empire is just gold-painted asbestos towers serving sun-dried seafood colon cleanses when filing taxes. Michael, do you believe the prosecutors have anything on Trump that rises to a criminal conviction?
Well, let me say this. First of all, I won't talk about the specific things that we talk about. I have been asked to come in by Cyrus Vance and by now Mark Pomerantz, who's leading the investigation. And that's exactly what I am doing. I am answering the questions that they are posing to me. I have provided additional documentation to them, which I expect that they will be using. Short of that, I really don't want to talk about the district attorney's investigation, other than to say that if I was Donald Trump, I'd be sweating a little bit, as well as Alan Weisselberg and several other individuals that are in Trump's orbit. And I just also want to correct you on something. It's not specifically about the inflation of his assets and the deflation for tax purpose. That's not the basis, or it's not the only basis of the district attorney's investigation.
Moot point there. Donald Trump is always sweating. But will this investigation end with a financial settlement, and which Russian oligarch will pay it by purchasing his underboob sludge for $90 million?
Yeah, I don't really know. That we're going to have to wait to see.
Pussy, not now. Yeah. Now, Michael, I want to know what Donald, the dump truck Prince Trump, is truly like. So we're going to play a reenactment of a meeting and a tape you recorded of an actual meeting, and we want you to tell us which is the real Trump. Roll it.
White House advisor can guess wrong, still keep his job. Not the TV guys. A lot of smart people in that business.
Well, you can rely on me, sir, to tell you that...
I need loyalty. I expect loyalty.
Cashflow says that they'll ever be able. They don't have a.
Give me a code, please. Michael, is Donald Trump more like the person in the Comey Rule, a coherent mastermind cunningly amassing power, or the person on the tape, an unfocused man-baby tumbling from one self-created up to the next, drowning his out-of-control feelings in gallons of fizzy aspartame slurry?
Many people ask me what Donald Trump was like, and the only answer I can tell you is he's very much like meeting the devil. Donald Trump has many faces, and some people meet Donald Trump and they find him to be incredibly charming. That's what he does, especially on first meetings. He says all the right things, he does all the right things, and you come away with the impression that he's a charming individual. But most people who end up working for Trump know him really as an insanely narcissistic sociopath. And extremely insecure with a fragile ego.
Now, Michael, we are serious journalists who, with everything going on in the world, refuse to stoop to discussing salacious gossip. So let's talk about the all-important issue of Trump and Melania's bonkers-ass marriage. Do we think Melania will stick by Trump's side until the day his heart explodes, causing condo windows to shake as far as Miami?
Look, I don't know. I don't want to talk about anybody's marriage. Why? She's still there, especially post the Stormy Daniels, Karen McDougal, and the multitude of other women that have come out and talked about his infidelity. I don't know. At least he'll have somebody that could help to, replenish his commissary account.
I know one thing. Their relationship is as rock solid as the wall between their bedrooms.
Melania can't leave him. She'll just sob every time she's walking down the street and her eye catches a gilded bidet covered in ass bronzer.
Now, that would be one contentious divorce. They'd spend months arguing over who pays the orthodontist every time Eric loses his retainer inside the guts of a cannonballed snow tiger.
All right, a growing number of conservatives have hinted at losing to Trump in 2024. And we want you, Michael, to give us the DL on these D bags. Speed round. I'll name a candidate and please describe them in one word. Here we go. Donald Trump Jr.
Ass clown.
2 words, but okay. Next one.
No, it's a hyphenated word.
Chris Christie.
Not going to happen.
3 words, man. Andrew Giuliani. 1 word.
Nope.
Nice. Mike Pence.
Fool.
Mike Pompeo.
Dumber.
Ron DeSantis.
Who cares?
2 words. Ted Cruz.
Jerk off.
2 words. Tucker Carlson.
Stupid.
Matt Gaetz.
Ass.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I do have to correct myself. Jerk off is 1 word. So I apologize.
Now, Michael, if you could vote for one person right now in the Republican primary, and remember you can't because you're a felon, who would it be?
Well, first, let me tell you that that's absolutely not true. Felons can vote in the state of New York. But if I was going to vote, I would be looking at someone like Mitt Romney. I would be looking at somebody like maybe Kasich, somebody who's more even-keeled and more conservative in nature.
There it is, the coveted Michael Cohen endorsement, bringing Romney and Kasich from an embarrassing 18th place finish to a respectable 18th place finish.
All right, now watch out, Shonda Rhimes, because Michael Cohen is building his own media empire. Michael, you have a hugely successful podcast called Mea Culpa with Michael Cohen, streaming on Apple Podcasts, new episodes every Sunday and Thursday. Can I assume the podcast features you delivering mea culpas for flipping on Mar-a-Lago's Cannonball Champ?
Well, first of all, let me tell you that today is actually a milestone day. We did more than 6 million downloads since starting 6 months ago. So about 1 million downloads a month. That's to start. And second, mea culpa is not about Donald Trump. That's a misconception. It is about politics. Many of the conversations that we talk about still, have to do with Joe Biden. It has to do with Kamala Harris, has to do with immigration, with prison reform. So it is not a Donald Trump or an anti-Donald Trump podcast.
Fantastic! Ever since you've been banned from being a part of it, people are dying to hear your take on the world. You also have a book entitled Disloyal, a Memoir, the true story of the former personal attorney to President Donald J. Trump, in stores now.
Now, the obvious next step here, Michael, is children's books. Have you considered writing If You Give a Mouse a Cookie so she doesn't go public about the sexual encounter she had with your boss?
Yeah, well, it's actually a book that I did read while I was also at Otisville. And I can only tell you that I think that she expressed more than enough in graphic detail about the sexual relationship between the two. So I'm going to stay away from that one.
Michael, if you ever get out of there, do me a favor. There's a big-ass hayfield up near Buxton. You know where Buxton is?
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. There are a lot of big-ass hayfields up there, but one in particular. It's got a long rock wall, a big oak tree at the north end. It's like something out of a Tom Clancy poem. It's where I asked my wife to marry me. We went there for a picnic and went absolutely beast mode on each other under that oak, and I asked, and she said yes. A promise me, Michael, if you ever get out of your Park Avenue apartment, find that spot where my wife and I had an atomic pound session, and in the base of that wall, you'll find a rock that has been inside me, a piece of black volcanic glass. There's something buried under it I want you to have.
Okay, not really sure where I'm supposed to go with that one.
You gotta ask what's under there. The thing I buried?
What's under the thing that you buried?
You'll have to pry it up to see, but it's a picture of me and my wife having sex, and it is nasty. You know what? Forget it. I'll just text it to you.
Dude, I'll ask you not to, but appreciate the gesture anyway.